Computer. Lights. Good morning, everyone, and happy Thursday. Happy Star Trek Day. It's Star Trek Day. Okay, so first of all, I was curious about something. I just realized. So I got this barrier, which is really just a. It's like, I wonder if I could put it like here. Would it be like a cool back? No, really isn't, is it? Oh well. I always think these things. They don't work like I want them to. So the idea was that at night, during the night show, I put this in the doorway. There's a doorway right there. And I'll put it in the doorway to sort of indicate to my family, hey, show's going and you can come in here. I try to keep my kid from coming in here at all because I don't want my kid to be on air until we want to make it as long as possible before I put my kid on air. So really I'm having a problem with key light here. There we go, much better. Oh man, there's a lot of light there. Much better. So yeah, I mean, but I'm just trying to keep my kid off of the internet as long as possible. And I'm not talking about him watching YouTube. I'm talking about trying to keep him off people watching him until, as long as I possibly can. That's all. Anyway, so the wall is or that thing right here is designed to be a barrier between it, but it's also made of canvas, which is kind of cool because thinking I could paint it and make it like something. I don't know what I'd make it, but it sounds like fun. So I'm going to paint it somewhere along the line. It's a thing. It's a thing. Anyway, so good morning, Brent. Good morning, my friend. All right. I'm just moving along here and making sure all my maquettes are squared away. So Brent, I was working on face thingies, and I think what I will do is I will do more of those if, right? Wouldn't that be cool? I could just paint the canvas during a watercolor or whatever. No, I'm not painting it today. I don't have any paints today. Or rather, I could paint it today, but the acrylics that I have would cover like this much of it, and then I'd be out of paint. It would not be cool. So, anyway, moving right along here. May 17th. Let me see. Oh, that's Monday. Oh, no. It's not. Okay. It's Tuesday. There you go. I could do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I think that we will do that. We'll have to do a short show next Tuesday. So we'll do a short show last next Tuesday, 5/17. All right, we can do that. There we go. So yeah, I mean, one panel could be Chang, and that'd be cool. And actually, that'd be kind of kick butt. Now that I think about it, wouldn't be bad. Could also do the Kittiwake. I could do all kinds of stuff. All right, let's see what kind of damage we're getting into today. Checking in on Navin. The Maquettes have a lot more shoulder than we do. There are technically 6. I mean, if you think about it, because it's a trifold, but there's canvas on both sides. So I mean, technically, there are 6 panels. And kind of zooming in here. Back to evil music. These guys have eye targets, but the eyes are screwed up on the Genesis 2 model. So we don't use the eye targets for the males because the Genesis 2 male is borked on the eye targets. When I lock in on the eye target, it makes it difficult. Because it should be, if we were to adjust this, and I'll double check this real quick while we've got the there you go. We could do that. I think if I were to do anything specific on the panels, I try to make it as light on the attack as possible here, so it wouldn't be quite as whatever. Anyway, okay, so make sure that if we say constraints, point at Navin's eye target. Okay, that's working. Yeah, only one eye is tracking, though. I think it's the other eye that doesn't track. Maybe it is. Maybe we are working. Oh, hey, check it out, guys. The eye targets are working. I thought I totally looked this up, and like the male's eye targets don't work. I thought that was what we discovered. That we discovered in a frustrating way. The eye targets are screwed up, and you can't get them to point at something legit. I'll double check this. I mean, the eye is a little wonky, but that's all right. We've got control over the eyes. Huh. Oh, see, now that's a smart idea. I'm not messing with it for a while. I got better things to do in my life right now. Yeah. Okay, so I was sure that the eye targets were borked, but they're not. So, okay. Okay, well, there you go, guys. Let's make sure that everything else is correct and aligned properly. is the weirdest noise ever. $597.5. So, okay, completely different scale. All right, I can understand that to some degree. Move this down and out just a little bit so that it fits in there somewhat. The first comic, it needs to be done by May of next year. But the truth is, we kind of are hoping. So the goal is to finish issue 1 by May of next year. It would be extra cool if we finished episode 1, which would be issue 1 and 2 by May of next year. That's kind of why I'm pushing, is because I would like to get 1 and 2 done by next year, which is kind of also why we're building out parts of this and battening down hatches, because I'm hoping to, once we start cooking on issue 1, issue 2 is already going. I've already sort of got an idea of what issue 2 is. And so if we're really lucky, I could have 64 pages of Bellatrix Rising out the door. And that's not including the 2 pre-comics, which could also be done. The 2 sort of side scenes. Those could be done as well. And we could theoretically have the whole lot of them ready to go by May of next year. That's the battle plan. We'll see how it goes. So I would be happy to have issue 1 out the door. And right now we have many months of mess up time in case of that. I would be super ecstatic to have episode 1 out the door, which would be issue 1 and 2, and then be on to episode 2. Because it's Ghosts of Moment 1 and Ghosts of Moment 2. So, yeah, we have to kind of wrap up Silver Pinnacle 2. There are a few other things that kind of have to be done. But legitimately, we just need another 4 or 5 weeks for Silver Pentacle. Hey, Hone. Good to see you. But yeah, we could roll Silver Pentacle out in a few weeks. That's just a matter of dedicated time. So we are talking about work and planning, Hone. Like we're trying to plan out all the things that need to be done while I fix my maquettes so that they are ready for show. Because we are about ready to actually start doing work on the comic and getting actual comic pages done and stuff. So I'm just making sure my maquettes are bolted down and ready to go, making sure all their pockets are straight, apparently. It's a thing. So that's the way this is going. Big projects here. Big projects. And we have That's All Right. We've moved to night times 2, which puts one of our shows in the middle of your day, I think. But it might be afternoon. Because what time is it there now, Hone? Is it like 11 p.m.? Yeah, I need about 6 for each ilio. And you're absolutely right. That's not a bad battle plan. We were starting on the next ilio when I decided to go full bore. It's 10:51. So 10:51. Are you 30 minutes out? Are you an hour and 30? Are you at a 30-minute mark? Because I that's interesting. Huh. Because that puts you. Ooh, ha 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 ha. So we passed a law. And starting in 2023, we won't have that anymore. And that's a thank you moment. Because, yeah, the daylight savings thing kills us all the time. Everybody always gets confused and we always get like all messed up. So we finally passed a law. And in 2023, we will no longer have the time switch anymore. But we do have one more set of time switches and then we're correct. And then it no longer happens anymore. So for the rest of this year, it's still screwed up. But next year, yeah, because it's 9:17. You sure it's 10:50 there? Yeah, normally. So anyway, we will be switching to where we're 12 hours apart, but we will be moving to a 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. show for you in your time, which might be really hard for you to watch. I guess it depends. Well, no, because you're not tomorrow yet, are you? For us, it's still. But tonight would be Thursday night show, and it'd be Friday morning for you guys. So that's not going to help as much. I don't know, honey. You may be catching up with us on the rebound. That's all right. I was a little confused and worried, but that's okay. That's okay. 10:17 makes sense. Yeah, because Japan's 12:17 right now. That's right. Yeah. My clock down on the right, I have it set to show me what time it is in Japan. I have a lot of family in Japan or friends that are family. So you know how that goes. They're friends, but oh, okay. Then that will be probably what will happen when I start driving school because I'm going to go back to school as well in June. So, but I'm teaching, so I'll be teaching school in June, and when I do, I will. We have to stop the day shows because I'll be teaching right now. I'll be in a classroom. So that will be cool. And that would work. So that'd be good. Good. You were one of my concerns. I was worried about you and Ghost Hand. I'm worried about losing Ghost Hand too if I switch 12 hours out. So that's one of the reasons why I'm doing a day show and a night show. Because right now, if I do the day show, I'm still getting work done during the day. Nothing. It's not going to hurt to do an extra few hours of work every day. I'm doing 4 hours of work on my comic every day right now. And that's really cool. I'm getting a whole lot done because I'm able to do things like check my maquettes who have not been doing so hot. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out what Navin's job is. And I'm kind of thinking, Brent, let's think about this. He's wearing purple, which puts him in services. and non-line officer. You're so ninth grade. If you're in school, you can hang with us and just do your schoolwork with us. That's sort of what we do anyway. So um, if you were to just hang out and do schoolwork with us, that's okay. I'm a teacher, and if you're ninth grade, you're actually the kind of person that I taught. So are you talking about ninth grade, as in like secondary, elementary, or not elementary, junior high? Yeah, I mean that's what he does. That's what Brent does all the time. Brent is always hanging in here and just working too. And we can keep you on task like you guys keep me on task. And we can keep each other on task. And I think that's a great idea. So, one other thing that I think we need for story purposes, Brent, is, and Hone, if you want to give opinion as well, everybody is welcome to give opinion. Um, right now, so in school, we have elementary school. Elementary is grade 1 through grade 6 or so, sometimes grade 5, depending on how you look at it. And then grade 6 or grade 7 through sometimes grade 8, sometimes grade 9. That's what we call secondary. Is so secondary or junior high. And then um, 9, 10, 11, and 12 are high school. And sometimes it's 10, 11, and 12 are only high school. So it's very, so the rest of the world does things slightly different than America. And sometimes American schools decide to switch to like a world base. And then sometimes they freak out and they go back to the way it was in 1950. And so we get confusing. But after grade 12, then it's college, and college is like a different thing. So, yeah. And Japan follows more of a British model, but it's still the same thing. Grade 1 through 6 in Japan is elementary. And then before that is kindergarten and yochien, or yochien and kindergarten. And yochien is the name of kindergarten in Japanese. And I don't know why I said that in both languages, except that I can't sometimes get Japanese out of my head. So it's just the way it goes. So yeah, kindergarten. And then we have preschool before that. And sometimes we do a lot of preschool. My kid did 3 years of preschool, because it was a Montessori. And so we did 3 years of preschool, and then we went into kindergarten, and then first grade, and we say them with the with the extenders, so it's first, second, third, fourth. I think most Asian schools are on the same sort of path, which is that British. So it's 1 through 6, then it's 1 through 3, then it's 1 through 3. So it's 1 through 6th grade for elementary, then first through third grade in junior high, then first through third grade in high school. Um, but I speak both languages because I was a teacher in a Japanese junior high. So if you were to say you were a first year or a third year high school student, or if you were to say a third year junior high student, I would understand. That makes total sense to me because I understand Japan and I understand how Japanese school systems work. And I think Thailand's in roughly the same design. which is British for whatever reason. But if you're in Ichinensei, if you say you're like Ichinensei Chugakko, that would be first year junior high, and I'd get that. So anyway, the long and the short is 1 through 3, 1 through 6, and 1 through 6. Huh? So first through third grade, then you have a different school. It's first through 6. 1 through 6. I'm not sure I follow that. Which, doesn't surprise me. That's okay. I don't always follow everything. I'm old, honey. But I think the long and the short of it is, if you want to join us and do your work, I am all about that. We will help you. 1 through 3 is like kindergarten. Oh, preschool and kindergarten. I get it. That makes sense. So you have like preschool and kindergarten as a 3-year plan. Because like I said, my son went through 3 years of preschool. So for my kid, it would have been 4 years of that. Because it would have been 3 years of preschool and 1 year of Yochien. Right, exactly. But I think your 1 through 3 that you're talking about is the same thing as preschool and kindergarten for us. We have hell instead. Yeah, that's a certain amount of temperature. I don't know, man. I loved being in Southeast Asia. I really did, but boy, the heat and the bugs, not two of my favorite things. That's why I live in Colorado. Not a lot of heat, not a lot of bugs. We get snow, but no heat and no bugs. And the bugs are really small here. There's not enough air to breathe. I think that's very smart. America is very insular. That means they protect themselves. They're inside, like insulated. And because of that, see, there's a bug in my window because I just said bug. And so there has to be a bug in here. I mean, really? George, where are you, George? You have a job. You are the anti-bug patrol. That's your job. Where are you, you goofy cat? That's why I have you. So I think we should all learn many languages. I think that's very good for us. It's very healthy for me to be learning Japanese. It was very healthy. Man, Mandarin. Are you learning Mandarin or Cantonese? Because both of them are really rough. Yeah, and I'm with you. You're learning both of them. Ugh, because I'm working on Mandarin, and ugh, that is a slog. Korean is also interesting but difficult. Yeah, yeah. It is hard. I get it. I get a jump because the Japanese use the same characters and they mean the same thing. They don't say the same thing. You don't pronounce them the same way, but they mean the same thing. So, the character for he means sun, and it means sun in both Japanese and Chinese. So at least that helps. But boy, there are so many more characters in Chinese than there are in Japanese. Japanese only has 1,945 that they use. So you can theoretically learn them all in a year or so if you really need to. Chinese has 9,000 of them. Oh, it's so brutal. Man, I feel for you. I feel for you, bro. Okay, got Navin squared away. Katana Gana. Was that intentional? Because I kind of like Katana Gana. I'm not gonna lie. Katana Gana is pretty cool. All right, let's get Tom squared away. Nope. That was freaky. Never do that again. Ever do that again. Okay. Okay. Katakana. I think that's a hard K. But I like Katana Gana. I think that if anybody has ever come up with a great malpropism, that one's a good malpropism. Oh, that's good. I didn't know she was not doing good, but I'm glad that she's doing better. And I'm glad you're taking care of her. That's important. She's good people. That's a old phrase that we use, good people. It's, by the way, not proper English anymore. It used to be proper English back 100, 200 years ago. Hmm? What do I mean by didn't know? Oh, that she wasn't feeling well? I knew she wasn't feeling well, but I didn't know that the feeling well was long term. I thought it was like a cold or something. That's all right. I just misunderstood. It's not a problem. Misunderstandings always happen. It's normal. Normal when you're thousands of miles away. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Hone, let me. It was that is a big trauma, and you're right. I remember that. And forgive me for being kind of insensitive myself. My dad died last year. My mom died 20 years ago. My grandparents died 30 years ago. So, I mean, Brian, Brian, who's usually on our show, his dad died yesterday. Um, so grandparents are very important and they're very, very special. And I love my grandparents, but sometimes when you get older, as you get older, you start becoming kind of more insensitive. So I apologize. And I apologize to Second Breakfast for this. So yes, it is a big trauma. And really honestly, let's be realistic, it has been almost a year since my dad died. And sometimes I just still get sad. And sometimes I cry a little. And that's just normal. So it's good that you're taking care of second breakfast. I appreciate that you are. And I'm sorry for being insensitive. It's been a week. And so, you know, a week after my dad had died last year or in 2002. When my mom died in 2002, probably before you were born. So maybe yes, maybe no. But yeah. So, and I mean, my grandfather died in 1989. My grandmother died in 1995. You know, um, even my dad's mom, my paternal grandmother, whom I loved so much, she died in 2007, and she was my last grandparent. And she died after my mom. It's kind of weird. That's a weird one. It's always a weird one to think about. You know, you think about the fact that my grandmother died after my mom. That's just weird. And she said that until the day she died. She kept saying, Donna was so young. She shouldn't have died. It was sad. And I miss my mom. I miss my mom a lot. She was one of my most avid supporters when it came to drawing comics. She loved my comics. She really loved Springs. That was her favorite. I think in a lot of ways, I still draw Springs just for my mom. You know? That's the wrong pocket, guys. My mom was a cheerful, cheerful person. She was very bright and cheerful. Yep, that'll settle out as you guys get older. She'll be less that way as she gets older. It's hard. It's a hard time of life. But things get better. Things always do. All right, I think I got those pockets squared away. Yeah, it's been a hard week for all of us, man. I feel bad for Brian. Poor Brian. I hope he feels better. All right, I think we're good. I feel like Tom's operating correctly. He looks like he's wired correctly. And we'll save him as the... All right. Tom's not even in this episode, so he'll be in the next episode. So I don't think I'm going to do much more with him for right now. I'm just going to leave him alone for the moment. So yeah, just keep in mind that that won't be the way she is forever. So mood swings are irritating and annoying, but that's not the way she'll be forever. So that's always a good thing. Let's spin up Blender. The real thing we should be working on is that we don't actually have the ability to have Chakrana or Jacine. So I think we should probably open up the Chakrana files and let's get into these things. Because I've got to figure out how to fix the problem I had with Chakrana before. And I'm trying not to have to mess with. So here we go, guys. We actually have like a legitimate Chakrana shell. And I was going to go on ahead and do the full bone and skin and everything on him, but I'm now starting to think that's probably not my wisest move. So I think what I'm going to do is just go into edit mode instead of get out of sculpting mode. And let's just kill some of these weird things because we've got these weird, I don't know what's going on here. But it's messed up. It got really messed up trying to do the see you later, Hone. Have a good day, and I hope that you are healthy and stay comfortable. Until second breakfast, we say hi. Fix all of this crap. What did I do? Why did I do this? Okay. Sleep well. We'll see you on the morrow. Okay. Maybe I just want to keep the Chakrana shell as just a shell. Ugh. And then just do the legs separately and then just have them sit in there because it's a maquette. It's a maquette, guy. It's a maquette. We're not rendering this. This is a maquette. So, okay. I don't know why I'm into this idea of having to make it perfect every time. It's like it doesn't have to be. It can have goofy joints and I can draw in the joints. It's a maquette. Okay. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go here and we're gonna cut his leg off. We're gonna truncate his leg. You need to be in naked mode. Like I may have made a critical error because I'm blowing holes in this mesh, but you know. Yeah, it is. I mean, this is not like this is not something you have. It's definitely something you've been working on for a while. You know what? These guys are sealed up at the moment. Maybe this is a bad idea. And maybe it's better for me to Boolean them. Yeah, that's so weird. It's better for me to Boolean it. Because if we Boolean it, then it'll have a clean cut across the shell, which will be important. Let's do that. Let's just do a Boolean, and then we can just cut across that, and it'll do a nice cut. Because this is weird. We're having some real weird problems here. so we'll go to object mode, add a mesh, a cube. Go to edit mode. I feel like the Boolean, I'm just tempting fate though. Just waiting for it to just do something horrible. Okay, for those of you joining me for the first time here, this is one of my aliens, the Chakrana. Not spell, it's spelled with an A, so S-H-A-K, Chakrana, R-A-N-A, Chakrana. Another one of my went to a random name generator websites, and that's what we chose to do. And that's the name that came up on the random name generator, and I liked it, so I'm rolling with it. Chakrana. Okay, let's make sure that's cutting only through the leg. It is. Good. It was part of the a forest for the trees issues that we all know that I'm prone to. Oh, really? Why are we off center? Why? Music's eerie. Okay, let's just go on ahead and test this real quick to make sure that it's okay. Object mode, get my modifier, add a modifier, Boolean. Ready for this, guys? Let's see what kind of damage we can cause here. There we go. Apply. At least that made a clean cut across that border. So if I have to go in and patch that, I can. So that's at least a good thing as far as hull goes. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay. So we can actually do the same thing here. Go for Boolean difference. We're going to take this guy out too. Chork. There you go. Apply. Good. Wiki. Picky. I'm enjoying the music. I don't know. All right. We're going to go through here, add modifier. I'm going to take the Boolean difference, hack, hopefully, apply. And then, if so, this is all we need. And let's take a look one more time, make sure the shell looks right. See his nose? He got a nose. Doesn't really have a nose. I don't know what that is. I don't know, man. Probably could have used Metaballs for this, but I don't really know what that does. And so it could have been unpleasant and whatever. So there's that. Okay. Chakra Shell. Looks like a chakrana to me without legs, but it looks like a chakrana to me. So there's that. So now I'll save this because at least right now it's watertight. Before I start adding things to it, and I'm not going to add things to it, I'm just going to make a different object that's going to be a leg, and that's what we're going to do. We're just going to do that. So let's go on ahead and make a leg, and we'll just do a different thing for its leg. And then I'll only do one. And then I'll do one foreleg with a hand, and then I'll do 3 fingers. And then that way we don't have to keep repeating this over and over and over because it's kind of complicated and ridiculous, and I don't know what my problem is. So, okay. So let's go back into modeling, maybe? Because, see, you're not like a lot... Weird. Okay, let's just take you and align you properly. There. Okay. Chakra Shell. We're good. Work. Bring it up a little. And let's make a leg. Let's break a leg. I mean, what? Of course, they're... With the exception of their eye stalks, they are completely trilateral. So, can I do modeling and add... is there a metaball? I can add a metaball. Metaball. Ball? Ball. Hey, look, it's a metaball. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Okay, metaball. I add a metaball capsule. You see where we're going already? See how this is going? See how this is going? Okay, do this. Bouncy ball. I'm not going to lie, this is kind of fun. I mean, this is kind of cool. It even looks like it's making all of the widgets correctly. Oh, that's so cool. Look at us doing cool things. Okay, bring that metaball out a little. Man, that's kick butt. All right. Kind of wish I'd used Metaballs for the original sculpting of the body, but that's all right. We're good. We're good. Oh, man, look at that. Okay. Because the chakran I have, like our ulna and our radius, the chakrana also sort of have a support strut under their leg, which allows them to have a little bit of extra support on that upper muscle group. But since the chakrana are exoskeletal to some degree, the support strut is very much kind of a bony ridge, which reminds me there's a bony ridge, which we need to make sure we have on here. Oh man, I should have used Metaballs before. I really should have. I don't know why I didn't. This is so cool. Look at that. And that looks like some kind of muscly upper arm. I'm pretty impressed, actually. Should have done this all along. The only problem is I don't know how to demetaball it. Like, how do I make a hole out of it? Like, once I've done this, what happens next? Okay. I mean, because this guy seems to be like I can like really pull this guy out. Like so. No, don't kill the other metaball. But this guy feels like I really. Oh yeah. Well, let's get that guy out of here because he's not part of the metaball. Looks cool to me. Wish I could get this capsule in the center. Yeah, make it a little thinner. Like this way, a little thinner. Because that makes the joints stand out a little bit, and it'll make them kind of. Right. Give this a little bit more of a that's the way it was headed sort of feel as far as the bone structure of this. So the arm bows over with a strut underneath it. And that's sort of where we are on this guy because they walk strutted support like this. Since they're going to be walking on a strut support like this, the upper arms are going to need more support than the lower arms. In our instance, we have lower arms that were built that way for extra support and struts because that's the weakest part of our arm. When you look at our arm as a whole, the weakest part's right here through this section. For the chakrana, the weakest part's going to be right up here. So they're double jointed up there with an extra bone up on the top because that's structured outward. And all the life forms on their planet are going to have a different sort of set of anatomy. But if you look at the anatomy that's inside this arm, it's going to be a little different on this. But it's a bow with a strut underneath it. So now, how do I make this into a real boy? Okay, so now that we've got the meta ball, do I just export it as an OBJ? Maybe I do. export as a wavefront object, selection only. Go here, Maquette's Chakra, Blender files, and let's see if we can just do upper leg, right? Let's see what happens. What's the worst that could happen? Crash. Oh. Right? Okay, so now that we've done the metaball thing, now if we say import wavefront object, we take the upper leg and import it, what do we get? It's not a metaball anymore. It won't have metaball properties, yes? Yeah. So that's it. It's not a metaball anymore. I can't grab pieces of it. Good. Perfect. So once I cast the leg, I can just make it into an OBJ file and it comes out just like this and looks just fine. Perfect. Good. Then we will use our existing metaballs since we already have them, right? And we'll make the lower leg and see how that works. Kind of looks like a we don't need you for the lower leg. We'll take you as a metaball and we'll shrink you down even more. Okay, this is kind of fun, actually. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm enjoying this. Entertainment, high entertainment value. Dang it. You went back to super bright in my eyeballs. I'm cranky about this light today. Big truck. Okay. Now, when I envision these guys, I envision them having a hook to that hand. So that hand comes down hooked like this. But that's all right. You and I will keep each other company, as usual. We'll keep each other company. And we may actually have a Chakrana before the end of the day. These metaballs are cool enough that I might make the Jacine outfit out of this. Same thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and just take this guy and shrink him down a little though, because it's as big as his shoulder joint. As much as I do want the idea of it being a hand like that, and I like the idea of it being sort of hooked a little, I think more like this is more accurate. That's what we're looking for. Okay, you aren't part of this. So we're going to call you upper leg. We're going to keep you as an upper leg. And then this is the lower leg. Move. Oh, not the light. Thanks. I'm good. Thanks. Okay, let's double check. Kind of like the way this looks. Done. Export. Man, it took me freaking all night to do just the body. I could have done this in no time. Lower leg. Could have done this in no time flat. Oh well. Okay, we'll take you and we will move you out of the way, and then let's double check to make sure that import lower leg import looks like you, and you look like a leg. You do. Perfect. Kind of give it the look of movement so you can kind of see what it'll look like as a strut and a structure. It's kind of cool. I dig this. I dig this. We'll have to increase the scale because I realize that the actual meter is here. And that's 2 meters. Right? What I'll do is I'll bring in a human, and then we will set the size correctly in a minute when we're done with hands, because hands are cool, right? How do we do his hands? What does a chakrana hand look like? It's probably 2 fingers and a claw. Yeah, it's probably 2 fingers and a claw. Let's do that. Metaballs, I like you guys. You guys are easy, and I understood you really quickly. So let's just keep on keeping on, huh? So we'll go here, take you, and go this way, and do this. Before we bork it out of existence, let's do this. Then we can move it and transform it. Nope. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's this way. This is the way the hand is. So it's got a claw and 2 fingers. So, but it's got to be done in a threesome like this. So we're going to take this metaball and duplicate him. Take the second metaball that we just made. This guy here. I'm going to rotate him. And then move him over. Like so. And that is a hand, so to speak. And we will then go to the side view and make sure that this metaball, specifically this metaball, is higher like this. Right? All right. And then this guy is up here as a mid joint. So we'll bring him down. The fascinating thing about this is we're now kind of into chakrana anatomy at this point in time. Like, what's causing all of this anatomy, right? Because now we've got toe beans, so to speak, for this chakrana foot, right? Here's a foot, and you're ending up with sort of a toe bean effect right here, here, and here, right? That's all right. How badly out of sync they are, I don't know. I'm going to take this guy and move him back a little like this, but we're going to have a foot piece out here. That's in the back. which won't be a foot. It's going to be all right. I like this little guy right here. We'll just duplicate him. Move him back. Put him here. And that will be the back thumb holder here. And this guy, we can rotate like so. And we'll do the same thing with the other hand, unless they have fallen arches, at which time, I'm sorry, but you can't be in the military anymore. I still don't know what that means, but okay. I mean, like why fallen arches makes you not in the military, but that's okay. And I think I actually kind of like the idea of this being forward just a little bit, so that if we actually look at true hands the way that they are, look at that. Kind of a wild little foot. Look at us. Okay. Grab all of these guys and export as hand, right? And I think that their fingers are just going to be their fingers. They're just going to be but I envision Chakrana fingers to being very square. Like, not square, but like square. Like squarer than you'd expect. Because once on the actual ground, not only that, that hand is extraordinarily flexible. This is me thinking through the motion of the chakrana. How does it walk? Right, not pointy at the tip. Very nubby. Long, but nubby. Which makes their control systems have to be different on various panels and things like that. Also, they should have 3 eyes. But there's only so much I can go before people are like, I can't deal with this thing anymore. So that's fair. I won't make it 3-eyed. Let's export this as a wavefront object. Oh, we already did this. So we don't have to worry about this. Let's get to the fingers and the flanges. I feel like the other thing is they don't have 3 joints. I think they only have 2. But they're much more agile. Because like our joints can only go up so far. And I think their joints are going to have to, their joints can go much farther. So when they're typing, the 2 front fingers can literally just go, and they're up and down, like kind of like praying mantis arms. So when they're typing, they can just set the thumb down on the edge of the console, and their front fingers will just like that, and they're just super agile. So they won't be moving in the same way as humans would, but our hands only go so far, whereas theirs can go quite a bit further. So I think that's what we're going to do, is we're going to give them more like praying mantis glaives on the front. So I think that's what we're headed for. Let's go to the side. I love all these little metaballs. These things are awesome. So we're going to do that. We're going to go to the top. We don't need both of these, so we're just going to get rid of that guy. And this guy can come back to the fold. Hi guys, welcome to Chakra Anatomy 101. Talking about the anatomy of the alien Chakrana. I dig that. Okay, so Chakrana are a species of alien that lives in space. They actually live in vacuum, hard vacuum. So these guys won't have a uniform. They don't need one. I'm going to keep this metaball because there's no reason not to. Keep this guy right here. And this would be the upper phalange. They will paint their shell, is what they're going to do. They're going to paint the shell. So that's how we get there. Because that's exactly what's going to happen, is they're going to paint the shells. And a cape, like a little cape. It's called a cape. But I mean, they've got kind of a semi-permanent paint that they use, and they'll just paint their shells in the back. So they'll paint the uniform on. And actually, they won't paint it. This is permanent. So it's like if we had turtles in the military, odds are good we would just paint all the information on the back of the shell of the turtle, rather than try to put a little piece of clothing on the turtle. The turtle will probably be irritated to wear anyway. So that's what's going to happen. Okay. So we're going to give them the Chakrana finger. Right. Export wavefront. We'll call this upper finger. And then we will downgrade this guy so it's not quite so jointy. So we still want that size to feel kind of like it's got size. But I'm going to make this a straight phalange instead of a bent phalange like the other one. And then come up here. We're going to make him a nubby finger. Oh, maybe I like this a little bit better. like a fingernail sort of thing. A nubby nail. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm headed for here. I just know that I'm gonna start saying words that are gonna get me banned on YouTube here soon. So I gotta stop while I'm ahead. All right. All right. Okay, so lower phalanges. Lower finger. Now we'll do a test fit just to make sure everything works, right? Because we actually have not actually exported the hull. Wait for an object. And this would be so we will now do a test fit import because none of this is going to be straight yet. We're going to have to go on ahead and readjust everything, but I want to see whether all of this works. So we're going to go out to here, Maquette's Chakra Blender files. We'll start with the Chakra hull, accept. The real thing we're looking for is this critter watertight? Like, see, I get kind of weird stuff there, but it doesn't seem like it's horrible. So that's not bad. Let me say import upper leg. Right. Do top view. And we can scale that down quite a bit. Wow. Right to about there. Maybe even more. There we go. Chakra rarely do. There we go. That's what we're looking for right there. Import. Lower leg. You guys are watching right here as we literally are creating a new alien species. I kind of wondered whether that leg was too big, and I feel like it is. I feel like that leg is way too long. So that might be something we'll fix. But we might fix it. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see how this works. It's so huge. Part of the reason we're doing a test fit, of course, is because I want to see whether Looks like he's got like a white shoe on. It's so weird. Why did it choose to be like every normal for everything else, but then decided to actually do that way there? I don't know. I don't understand. Okay, so there's that. So now already I can kind of feel like I don't know. I feel like this is I don't know why, but I imagine these guys to be stubbier. You know what I mean? Like this looks much more spidery than I expected him to be. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like they should be stubbier. What do you think? You think they should be stubbier? I mean, I look more spider like and less turtle like here. So I'm thinking I want to make the legs shorter. I mean, I'm digging it. It looks great. Hmm. We're looking at the face of a chakrana finally. Look at that. It's kind of cool. I do feel like I want to make stubbier legs, but that's still cool. I think they'll be cuter if they have stubbier legs. I think with the longer legs, they have much more of a spider feel, and it'll make people feel very uncomfortable. So I feel like we should shrink the legs to about 50% their size. Maybe the forearms, just the forearms, you think? Maybe. Wonder if I can scale the forearms without getting weird on this. No, I don't think I can. Still not bad. It's hard to get them aligned though. 75% though looks like it's a good one. So if we do all of them 75%, do this one 75% too. And I don't know, let's take a look here. What if we were to take this guy? 75%. And just since we're here, we will. We will we're we're trying to adjust the primary pieces first. In here, it's easier for me to do this. So, but yeah, I'll have an actual person on here in a moment. because that's not a bad idea. We're going to do that. Here. Did Alex get stuck? Is that what Alex is saying? Alex did not get stuck. Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm just looking at like the general aesthetics. Like this is sort of what I feel like the Shakrana should look like. Like this is what I saw in my head as far as like size wise, walking down the hallways and stuff like that. Like they look like turtles. But let's put Angie out there. Get an idea of what we're looking at as far as like scale. I feel like that's like that. That's what I think we're looking at. Yep, turtles do have 4 legs. It is true. Because actually, in their locomotion, they use the pogo for it. They've got a pogo point right here in the middle, which they can sit on and move a leg and then pick up, and then sit on and move a leg and pick up if they need to. That's a hard point on their hull, their carapace. However, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Look at that. That looks cool, doesn't it? Doesn't that look cool? I think that looks cool. So I think I want 75% of legs. So let's go in here. And we've got, first of all, how big did we want to make him? Because now we've got him here. We might as well. He fits inside a 1 meter box, smaller than a 1 meter box. So we go here. This is a 1 meter box. So we know we can scale that hull up. About there, maybe. To there. Okay, so I'm kind of okay. So 75% is really kind of what I want to do. First of all, I think I want to clear you. Did I save you as a lower finger? Did I give them the lower finger? Let's see. Upper finger, lower finger. Okay, good. And as much fun as the Metaballs were, we're going to kill them because we need to make this straightened out. So we're going to take you, straighten the leg. We're going to push it here, put you here. And I'm actually going to go in and rather than because I kind of like the way of the ball joints. So we're going to go into edit mode. And what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to take the center section here. And pull it this way. Nope. It needs to be in naked mode. You're going to regret your life choices. I can already see. There we go. Now we can pull this into about there. And then this guy can just move. There. And that way we've got about 75% of what we've got going there. And it doesn't look as bad as just crushing it did in the other one, right? And the ball joints stay the same. And we'll do the same thing over here. Hey, I feel like my opening credits are playing. Is the show over? So this is going to be a little harder, but not impossible. We're just going to go in here and then we'll just grab all of that right there. Shrink it down to about there. It might have been too short a season. Too short a season. Hey, you get to hear the extended version of this song. Nobody ever gets to hear. There. I like that. Now, I am curious about something. If I were to, I'm going to take this hand and move him. To there. If I were to merge all of these guys together into an actual like one unit thing, would it geograph it into one unit? And if so, could I make an operable figure? Always things that make me kind of go, I wonder. You're rotated. No wonder you're coming out wrong. Well, So I think actually the arm and hand are going the wrong direction because these guys should be back here. Because this is the one leg that's not strange. So, I mean, because the other two are going to be at a weird 30-degree angle, whereas these legs are going to be this way. I think the other thing I can do is widen them. I think it'll feel more comfortable when they're wider. But I feel like you're probably going the wrong direction too. This, by the way, is how people were suggesting I make. We'll do this a little bit wider up here is better. More of a little bit thicker leg. Right, going to the side. And sort of this thing going for him. Got this thing going for him. Because legitimately, we want to make sure that we can lift. Because the leg needs to be. Oh, gosh. Okay. Let's talk about the centroid of this guy here, really. I mean, like, legitimately. We're not going to be able to do pivots and stuff like that until we've moved that centroid over, because we won't be able to see anything until we do that. Same thing with you. Put you in edit mode. Put that there. Object mode. You're like, what are you doing? What in the world are you doing, guy? And you, I don't even know what the heck you're doing. You're not even on your centroid at all. So I don't even know what that's going on. Okay, it's because I even think that you're off. Yeah, you're off by a lot over here too. I think I moved the Metaballs around before I was. There we go. Here. And this, what this allows us to do now is when we pivot, they pivot at the joint where they're supposed to be pivoting. That's all. So we need to make sure we have the core joint in the correct place. Import wavefront upper finger. Oh my god, they're not even. This one's not. Oh man. Okay, let's do the thing we were just doing with the other guys. Let's just do it now. Dang it, don't do that. I have a bad feeling about this drop. Just you. Edit mode. Thank you. I like the fact that there's like a weird knuckle, but the knuckle's up here. Sort of a, I don't know. That's cool. Anyway, object mode, shrink. No. There we go. We're going to put it straight on just temporarily until we're sure that it's all the right size. Which is fine because their fingers can go straight forward. And they should go straight forward. Like so. So otherwise they couldn't type. Okay, so then we'll do import wavefront object, lower finger. Right? I don't know where that is. Okay, top. And we'll go to object mode, select that, bring it over here, and we'll do the rotate thing. Wow. Because it is also way off its orientation axis. Edit. There we go. Like so. To the top. There. Now the question is, are these fingers now too thin? Which actually I feel like they are. It's all right. Because now we can like fatten them up. Because I did envision them being stubby. You know, like these big stubby fingers. There. Yeah, actually, that looks pretty kick butt. And those fingers have to be super strong because when you think about it, they're going to lift this leg up to walk. And when they do, all of the pressure of the body is going to be on this finger, right? As they lift up to put another foot down. So all of the body pressure is going to be on that side. I also think that the shock runner are not going to be heavy. I think if you were to look at like their shell, it'll be catacomby. It'll be bubbly. Inside there, there's nothing, just vacuum spatials or vacuoles or whatever. They just absorb nutrients through their shell. So I feel like they'll have these like vacuoles that are kind of operating and doing their things, and all is good. But okay, that seems to be the anatomy I'm looking for. So let's make a double check on this. Right? Because this is kind of what we want. That is what we want. This is what we want. Yeah. We got 9 minutes left. Feeling pretty good about this. I'm going to save this file so that we don't lose all this work we just got through doing, because that would suck. Okay, so we're going to take this guy and we're going to export him. And then we're just going to overwrite our existing dude. The pause here is the, do I really want to do this? Not 100% sure. Okay. Oh my goodness. Gotta stand up. So, alrighty. We're going to export this guy because now he's scaled correctly. So we're going to say upper leg. Export. Lower leg. Lower leg. And then export hand. Okay. Upper finger. And then we have lower finger, and we are out. I'm sorry. I need to actually probably log out. I'm talking to Brian right now. He's having some problems with the VA and some problems with things. And show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and okay. I'm going to go ahead and head on out of here rather than texting Brian. But Brian is panicking right now, so I'm trying to help him out before he completely has a bad hair day. So we're going to go ahead and go help him, which is all right. We're at 10:58. We have literally like 2 minutes left. So I'm going to go ahead and head on out. I will see you all tonight if you're joining me. So we will do that. And if you don't join me tonight, I will see you tomorrow. And remember to keep your eyes on the stars, guys. Bye-bye. Computer, good night.